Balaji, share your ACC screen. Can you go to this chat box and try to create the thing? Okay, good. Open this accounts receivables. Sorry. Give me 1 second. It is accounts receivables. Accounts payables configurations. I will send you. Okay. So download this accounts payables configurations. Okay. Right now, all of you in any SAP systems or any ERP systems, accounts payables plays a major and a vital role in business transactions. Okay, so this accounts payable is an important component of SAP FICO module. Okay, we know it very well. And accounts receivables also is an important component of SAP FICO module. And you know it very well that records and manages accounting data for of vendors. Okay, and records and manages accounting data of customers also. And this accounts payable, accounting is also known as subledger accounting. FI to AP, we can call it as the business transactions are carried out individually in the vendor accounts. Okay, so I will just give you the one example. Now you are the vendor and I am the organization. Okay, I have established one company and I want to make one finished goods. What is the finished goods? Either it is related to the electronic items. Okay, either it is a fan or either it is a fridge. Okay, and when it comes to the motors, fields and all, either it is car or bus or anything. Okay, so to make the finished goods in my organization or in my company and all, I need to take care some of the materials that are coming from the vendor. Okay, and we raise the request to the vendor that this much of raw material we need to have. Okay, so to get the raw material from the vendor, we do have certain condition that we can call it as a P2P, procure to pay. Okay, there will be some things and all. Okay, we inquire for the quotation. Okay, we inquire for the prices. We inquire for the terms and conditions that they are giving right now. And at the same time, if I raise the purchase order, what will happen? Okay, they will just analyze each and everything. So right now we are just doing the configurations for the vendors only. Okay, I'm just giving you the basic example. When you want to buy the raw material from the vendor, that vendor should be there in SAP S/4HANA system and also in ACC system. Without having the vendors, how you can able to modify your things? Okay, how you can able to make the business transactions when you buy the raw material from the vendors and all. Okay, that is the main thing. And after the buying of the raw materials and all, you should be in a position to make the payments to the vendors. Okay, so that is the important thing. Either you are making the payments through online or through house banks or through checks. How you are making the payment to the vendor is very important right now. Okay, all of you. So why we need to use the accounts payables? Okay, so accounts payables is used to record the business transactions of the vendors. Okay, try to understand the theory part of this accounts payables. Okay, we don't have much theory part in accounts payables and all. Okay, we do have small things. Okay, like what is the definitions of the accounts payables and all, why we need to use the, is it a subledger to the FICO modules and all. Yes, it is a subledger to the FI module, that we can call it as a FI to AP. Okay, so all these things are very important, all of you. Okay, so basically this accounts payables is also an integral part of the purchase system. Okay, I have already explained you about the purchasing systems, right? So I just give you the another example also. In interviews, they will just ask you the business partner things and all. And what is your accounts payables structure? Okay, either it is related to the master data. I mean, you are assigning all these things, accounts payables, subledger things to the accounts payables master data, accounts payables complete credit memos. Okay, and the next one is if you have any debit memos, how you can able to manage it. Okay, and the next one is with purchase order you are posting the invoices, or without purchase orders we are posting the invoices, and what are the payment terms conditions that you have. Okay, how it will be. So when I don't pay the amount, what will happen? And at the same time, mode of payments, how you can able to make the payments to the vendors, and what are the technical tools that are involved in this accounts payables. Okay, how you can able to make the payment to the vendor through DME, data medium exchange tree, how you are generating the files. See, all the questions will be asked by the interview. Okay, the main important thing is that once you know the process of the accounts payables things and all, automatically you will going to have one picture in your mind. Definitely you will give the answer. But if you don't have the picture in your mind, I mean real-time picture in your mind, automatically you cannot able to see the, I mean you cannot able to crack the interviews. Okay, I'm just giving you the suggestion that, so make one tree. Okay, either it is related to the purchase orders, either it is not related to the purchase orders. So how the process is going on. Okay, so today I will share you the document. Okay, so try to understand the document and try to create this things. Okay, from your mind. Why? Because in interview there will be some questions. Okay, what are those questions? What is your accounts payables process? They just ask you the process. Okay, not the definition. If you put some experience on your profile, okay, automatically what will happen? So they will just go through your profile. Whatever the, I mean, configurations things that you have done, they will go through it. Okay, they don't want any questions. Okay, they just want the process. So that is the important thing right now we have. Okay, right, all of you. Go to the transaction code OBD3 to create the accounting groups for vendors. Okay, all of you. Why we need to create the accounting groups? Okay, so I just want to have you one attention on the accounting groups. Okay, the main important thing is that if you are dealing with the foreign vendors, okay, we can call it as a international vendors. If you are dealing with the business transactions or material things and all with the domestic vendor, I mean, if the person is existed in our country, okay, I mean in our own country, so that vendors we can call it as a domestic vendors. If the person doesn't exist in the our own country and that person existed in other countries, automatically we can call it as an international vendors. And one time vendor, if the material is not there, okay, if the material is not there in your particular vendor, so I mean which you buy the material frequently from those persons, if the material is not there, I mean a bulk of raw material is not there, you will choose the one-time vendor and you will just make one business transaction. Okay, based on that business transaction you will transfer that money. Okay, I mean when the raw material, I mean bulk of raw material is not there in your frequent vendor. Okay, so on that scenario also we will able to use the one-time account group. Okay, so that we can call it as a one-time vendor. So can you go to the new entries? We will try to create the domestic vendors. Give the accounting group. BAL1. Okay, and the name is domestic vendor accounting group. Domestic vendor accounting group. All of you in interview point, okay, they just ask you the one question. Can I manage the field status groups for the vendor master data records? Can I manage all these fields? Can I suppress it? Can I make it as an optional? Can I make it as a required entry? Yes, we can able to do it based on the general database, based on the company code database, based on the purchasing database. In every vendor, okay, Nagaraju, we have to manage the field status. Okay, field status things in your vendor master data and customer master data. Okay, so for every vendor, we do have tabs. What are the tabs? All of you: general data, company code data, and purchasing data. When we create the vendors in transaction code XK01, how we can able to maintain all these things? Okay, so suppose client doesn't want to have the payment terms field and that should be in a suppressed mode. Okay, how you can able to do it? Go to the company code data, Balaji, double click on this company code data. So payment term transactions, that is payment transactions, double click. See, terms of payment is in an optional entry. If it is in a required entry, how you can able to manage it? Okay, payment block is an optional entry and double invoice validation is an optional entry. All these things are in optional entries. Okay, try to understand the point. We can able to manage the field status things. I mean, whatever the master data fields that we have for the vendor, so you can able to have the control. Why? Because when it comes to the end user points of view and all, if they don't know the points like vendor points and all, how you can able to manage it? Okay, that is the important thing right now we have. And if they don't want these terms of payment and it should be in a suppressed mode or it should be in a required mode, how you can able to manage it? So based on the vendor accounting group field status. Okay, come back and I will show you at the end of the invoice postings and all for the vendor. Come back, go to the several and save it. Say the things. Then next step. Come back and go to the new entries once again. So we have to create the international vendor group, right? And also one-time vendor group. Give the accounting group as BAL2. BAL2. And the name will be, general data name will be International Accounting Group. International Accounting Group.
L2.
Accounting Group. So click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. BAL2. Click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. Yes, then go to the new entries, that is BAL3. That is one-time vendor accounting group. Okay, BAL3, and the name will be one-time vendor accounting group. And the name will be one-time vendor accounting group. Accounting group. See, when you have the one-time vendor accounting group, you should mark this accounting group as one-time account. Okay, just mark this one-time account. After the name, you have one-time account, right? Just click on that one and go to the save button and save it. Okay, so this data is also saved, all of you. Come back. Go to the what we can say, this document. Okay, so the next one is a creation of number ranges using transaction code XKN1. Okay, go to the transaction code XKN1. We can able to create one number range. Okay, for our vendor. Okay, I mean when you create the vendor, vendor 201 has been created. The system will show you vendor 201 has been created and vendor 202 has been created. How we will going to create all these things? Okay, so based on the number range information, can you go to the edit intervals? Come now, can you go to the edit intervals? Yes, so what we need to do is insert the interval. Insert the interval, go up, left side. Insert the interval, so that is B1. B1 is for the vendors. Just give the number as B1, B for ball. B1. Okay, from number range is, what is the number range that we want to take? What is the AST number range? 72000 to 72000 to 73000. No, 72000 only. In the two number 73000. Okay, click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. Okay, go to the save button and save it. Okay, so our number range is B1. Okay, go to the Word document and try to, write down the values that you have created. In the domestic vendor, what we have created, BAL1, just put the hyphen, BAL1. Then next international vendors, just put the hyphen, BAL2. One-time vendor BAL3, and creation of number range is B1. Okay, L3 and creation of number range is B1. B1. Good. So then next one is, all of you assign number range to your accounting group using transaction code OBAs. Okay, see, you are dealing with the domestic vendor group. You are dealing with the international vendor group. You are dealing with the one-time vendor group. Okay, so based on the which vendor group you are making the transaction. So okay, we will take that vendor accounting group and we can able to assign the number ranges to that vendor accounting group. Okay, so go to the transaction code OBAS. Automatically you will find out the things. Go to the position and try to take out your accounting group BAL1. So suppose I'm just dealing with the domestic vendor. Okay, so for that vendor, we need to give the number range. Okay, why? Because when you are creating the vendor master data and all, automatically that number should be in a popped up mode. Okay, why? Because based on that number ranges only, vendor will be created. Okay, in the number range, just give B1. In the number range, just give B1. Okay, go to the save button and save it. Go to the save button and give /n and go to the Word document. What is the next step that we have? All of you just try to understand the point that in any transaction, okay, in any transaction codes, what is the process that we are doing? And I mean, in SAP S/4HANA, that process is also different. Okay, I mean, you will going to see the difference between SAP S/4HANA and ECC in this class. Okay, the next one is, before you create the vendor, so we need to create the vendor reconciliation account as well as vendor tolerance group also. Okay, for vendors also we will going to have one limit, right? Okay, from which vendor we have to take care of the money, okay, based on the limit wise. That one also we do have, but before that, to create the vendors and all, we need to have vendor tolerance groups as well as vendor reconciliation accounts. Okay, so can you go to the transaction code FS00? Before go to the transaction code FS00. Okay, and go to the transaction code OBD4. Go to the transaction code OBD4. Go to the transaction code OBD4. Go to the transaction code SM12 and try to clear the history. No. Go to the transaction code SM12. Click on the enter. Select all these things and go to the delete button. Yes. Give slash n. And come back to this OBD4 transaction code. So vendor reconciliation, we can able to create that thing in accounts. I mean current liabilities. Can you close this thing? Go to the transaction code OBD4. Go to the transaction code OBD4, and what is the starting GL account that is there for the current liabilities? Go to the position and give your chart of accounts. BALA. Go to the continue option. What is your chart of accounts? BAL1. Yes. BAL1. No, sorry, BAA1. In the current liabilities 100500. Yes. Go to the transaction code FS00, and we will try to create the vendor reconciliation account. Okay, with the help of this current liabilities accounting group. Go to the transaction code FS00. Go to the transaction code FS00. And what is your company code? Change your, or else go to the create option. Give the GL account as 100500. and change your company code. Okay, go to the continue option, and in the type of description, accounting group is a current liabilities. In the accounting group, try to take out the current liabilities. This is balance sheet account, and short text is vendor reconciliation account. This is balance sheet account, and short text is vendor reconciliation account. Just give VENDOR space REC space AC. Good. The next one, GL account long text is just give GL account long text. Vendor reconciliation account. Complete a word you can write down. Remove the yes. Vendor reconciliation account. Okay, go to the control data. Go to the control data. Okay, so right now we have all of you. Accounting currency is INR, and this is reconciliation account, right? So that is why reconciliation account for accounting type. Okay, so you have seen in the accounting groups, right? Valid for accountings and all. So based on that thing, either this account vendor reconciliation account is related to which type of vendors. Okay, so that is the important thing right now we have. And the most important thing that we have for the SAP is See, when you are creating the vendor, okay, in transaction code XK01, vendor reconciliation account, okay, is very, very important. Why we use this vendor reconciliation accounts, all of you? So reconciliation accounts are GL accounts, okay, right now you are seeing, to which postings are made automatically whenever, okay, whenever a business transaction is entered on a subledger account. What is the subledger? AP is the subledger, right? So that is why we use the reconciliation accounts. Okay, right. So in the reconciliation account for accounting type, open this thing, come down, reconciliation account for accounting type. Open the thing and you will find out either it is related to asset, customers, vendors and contra. See, all of you, these are the subledgers. Okay, that is why in the reconciliation account for accounting type, they are just giving these things. If you go to the interviews, automatically they will just ask you the questions. What are the subledgers that you are maintaining for the client? Okay, please take care of all these things. Go to the vendors. Yes, give the vendors. Okay, and line item display. Line item display. Tick mark on the line item displays. So give the short key as 001. Give the short key as 001. And in the create or bank interest field account field status group. Field status group is in the create or bank interest. Field status group is Z067. That is reconciliation accounts, right? What is alternative? Okay, go to the control data. Go to the control data. What is your doubt, Anand?
So what is the alternative account number when we use that?
Okay, why we are using the reconciliation account number? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why we need to use?
It is a bridge between that like a subledger and GL accounts to store the data.
No. Just try to understand the point about the reconciliation account for type. Okay, why we need to use? Okay, see, when you are maintaining the vendors, and if you want to post the business transactions to the particular vendor, okay, automatically for that vendor, reconciliation account is very, very important. Why? Because when you are making the business transactions, those should be recorded in the subledgers. That is why we need to use the reconciliation account. And your question is an alternative account number. An alternative account number is used if you assign a country specific chart of accounts to your company code. Okay, so it is just a, what is the specific chart of accounts that we are using? Is it a country specific chart of accounts? No, right? Is it a group chart of accounts? No, right? So it is related to the operating chart of accounts. Okay. That is why we don't use the alternative account number. We use only account alternative account number. Okay, if you assign a specific chart of accounts to your company code, that you can do in transaction code OB62. Okay, you know it very well. And you assign a country specific chart of accounts if you have any specific country specific requirement. Okay, specific. That is why I'm just giving you the information about the operating chart of accounts, group chart of accounts, and country specific chart of accounts. Okay, so if the country has a specific requirement, we use the country specific chart of accounts. Like a country might want a specific number range for a specific accounts. So on that thing we will go to use. Okay, you know it very well. So I mean we can able to create the country specific chart of accounts using transaction code OB13. Okay, each GL account you create has one-to-one relationship with alternative account. Okay, so that is the important thing. So for your reference, can you just go to the alternative account? Um, Select that thing. Go to the drop-down option. Go to the continue option. Okay, no values found. Why the no values found means? See here in the country specific chart of accounts. Sorry, this is operating chart of accounts. So that is why we don't have the alternative accounts. Automatically, you will going to see the alternative accounts, and I will going to show you the things after the completion of the accounts receivables and all. Okay, so generally in real time also they don't use the alternative account. Why? Because when it comes to the reporting purposes and all, there may be some rules. Okay, remove this thing and go to the create or bank interest and go to the transaction code. Oh, sorry, field status group is Z067. Okay, see all of you post automatically only. Why we need to use? When it comes to the configurations of the P2P and O2C, we will use the post automatically options. You no need to select any GL accounts for the vendors as well as the customer. Automatically, things will be taken care. Okay, so that is the another point of see. For each and every configuration, I will explain you the each and every field that is there in the GL account. Okay, go to the save button and save it. What is the missing configuration that we have? What is the missing configuration? That is vendor tolerance group, right? Go to the Word document. What is the missing configuration? Creation of vendor tolerance group using transaction code OBA3. Can you go to the transaction code OBA3? Okay, so can you go to the new entries? Okay, see all of you, the main important thing that we have for the vendors, okay, tolerance group enables basically the users to process transaction, okay, with the payment differences of gain or loss. Okay, so the defined as a tolerance group for vendors in SAP. See, in transaction code A, I mean OBA3, we will going to create this vendor tolerance groups, right? So this tolerance group is used, or this tolerance group enables the users to process transactions, okay, that we make in FB60 or FB70 with the payment differences of gain or loss. Okay, that is the important thing for the vendor accounting groups. So can you give the company code and give the tolerance group, any tolerance group? And give the description, any description that you want. I mean vendor tolerance group. Vendor tolerance group. In the description after that you can just give vendor tolerance group. Okay, so the next one is specifications for clearing transactions. Okay, grace days due date. on, I mean, within the days, how many, I mean, within the days, the vendor will give you the grace periods. Okay, that we can call it as a grace days. How these vendors are giving the grace periods and grace days? Okay, based on the vendor tolerance group. Okay, suppose you have bought the raw material from the vendor, and the vendor was telling about this payment structures and all. Within these days only, you have to make the payment. Okay, otherwise specific intervals, I mean a specific cash interest will be um, calculated based on that amount. Okay, so they will just what we can say, they will just add the interest for that particular raw materials. Okay, for the delaying of the amount and all, automatically they will collect that money. I mean, if you do the things and all, I mean, if you make the payments on time for the vendors, how much cash discount terms displayed? That is the another thing. Okay, areas of the base dates and all. I mean, in the areas of the base date, on which date you are making the payment? Within the 12 days, within the 13 days, or within the 14 days, you are making the payment. Okay, we need to just make sure that when it comes to the payment terms configurations, you will get the proper idea. But the our main important thing is what? Main important thing is what, all of you? Main important thing is that particularly this tolerance group, okay, for the vendors, basically process the transactions with payment differences or gain or loss that is defined in the vendor accounting tolerance group. Okay, so that is why in the permitted payment differences, you can just give the gain as 100. If we get the gain, we will get the adjusted discount by 5 rupees. Okay, when it comes to the, see, we are frequently use this term adjust discount, cash discounts and all. Okay, so after the completion of these things and all in SAP ECC and SAP S4 HANA, we move to the payment transactions. How we are making the payments and how we are getting the cash discounts from the vendors. Okay, in transaction, I mean in configurations, you will come to know the points, all of this specification for clearing transactions. Okay, so permitted payment differences is adjusted discount by 5, and the loss, if you get the loss 100 rupees, and where I mean when you give the late payment to the particular vendor, you lost 100 rupees, right? And they will just give the discount by 5 rupees. Okay, see, it is just a standard item. Okay, but when it comes to the real-time process and all, okay, they will not going to use the permitted payment differences. Okay, for my company code, okay, we don't use the permitted payment differences. We just use the gain. Okay, so in the loss also you can just write down 100 and percent is 5 and adjusted discount is 5. It is just a normal standard things, all of you. So don't think too much about this vendor tolerance group. Okay, click on the enter. So in the permitted payment differences for automatic write-off, okay, when you have the post automatically option, we just give the discount and percentage. And specifications for posting residual items, okay, for payment differences, payment terms from invoices. Okay, you got the thing right? Payment terms from invoice. Okay, fixed payment term. Are you using the fixed payment term like payment terms 0001? So payment terms customizations. Okay, suppose Balaji is doing the payment terms configurations. Okay, I mean Balaji client is having the payment terms configurations. Then they don't use the fixed payment term. Okay, I mean you will try to know the points in the upcoming classes. Okay, just observe the things. Only grant partial cash discount. How much cash discount? Partial discount you are giving. Okay, tolerance for payments as advisors. If you have payment medium workbench, how you are giving. So outside receiving from and outside giving from. See, that is the important thing right now we have, all of you. Okay, just observe the thing based on the receivables, based on the payables. We don't use any specifications. We just do the configurations. You got my point? We don't use any specification. We just do the configurations. If you have standard things, we just assign the fixed payment term. We just assign the output. I mean, outstanding receivables. Sorry, outstanding payables from. Okay, Okay, what is the amount? 100%, 100 rupees is the amount and percentage is 5%. And that will be redirected to the permitted payment differences. Okay, so can you go to the save button and save it? These are the standard points, all of you. Don't think too much of this payment differences. I mean, payment differences automatically. Okay. Okay, then next step. So we will go to, we will try to create this vendor using transaction code XKCL. So all of you, the most important thing in you, I mean, in your interview, they will just ask you, why we not using permitted payment differences automatic write-off? Why we are using only permitted payment differences? See, you know it very well. If the payment difference is within the amount defined as maximum permissible payment difference as per the tolerance group. Okay, what is the maximum permitted payable difference? 100 rupees, right? Okay. So as per the tolerance group assigned to the vendor or users or anything, the system automatically posts the difference to the payment difference account configured in transaction code OBXL first of all. Okay, see, for payment transactions and all, we use OBXL and OBYL for vendors as well as the customers. On that thing, I will going to show you. Okay, when it comes to the payment terms configurations and all, and how these entries are generating, you will try to know the pointer. And don't give any vendor here in transaction code XK01. So it is an internal object. Okay, see, you have created one accounting group. Okay, based on the accounting group, you have assigned one number range to the accounting group. How you have assigned the one number range to the accounting group and on? So based on company code, purchasing organization, and accounting group. Okay, so based on all these things, you are just going to create a vendor. Okay, after that, what will happen, all of you? So based on which number range this vendor is going to create. Okay, so based on the number range that you have created and based on the number range that you have assigned, one number will be generated. How it will be generated, we will going to see it. And give the purchasing. No. Balaji, remove the purchasing organization. This is not your purchasing organization. And what is the accounting group? Remove the accounting thing and all. Just create one accounting BAL1, right? So that is domestic vendor accounting group. Click on the enter. Okay, so you can just give any title. Okay, vendor. Vendor. Who is the vendor for you? Anything. Suppose manufacturing things, anything, manufacturing things and all. Name, just give the name, any name. Bala Steel, Cement and Co. That is not your vendor. Okay, so you do one thing. So you can just write down. You can just write down Hero spare parts. Hero spare parts. Hero spare parts. Okay, good. Then next one, street number. In which location this vendor is located? Give any street. Give any street like Hero. Okay, then next house number or else plot number we can call it as. Okay, postal code. What is the postal code? Give any postal code. Then next one is city. Give city. Tirupati. Anything. Chennai. So region. Open the region. Open the region. Chennai region is what? Here. Go to the drop down option. Try to take out the region. Chennai, right? 22. Okay. Give the 22. The next country we know it very well, and post office box. Give the post office box. Chennai is the post office box, and postal code is, give the postal code 517501. Good. So yes, click on the enter. No need to give language telephones. So everybody is using the Teams, right? So this tab is not at all important, and this vendor is not a customer, right? So click on the enter. Enter. Click on the enter. Enter. We don't have any house banks right now. Enter. When it comes to the automatic payment program, we will going to use it. Yes, in the reconciliation account, take out the reconciliation account that you have created. Vendor reconciliation account 100500, or else go to the drop down option. You will going to find out. Okay, give the sort key. Go to the sort key. Yes. Go to the drop down option 0001. Okay, no issue. And cash management group. No issue. Give the cash management group. See, for each and every configuration, we will assign the things and we will come back to the invoice things and we will do it. You don't worry. Why all these fields are not assigning? Okay, you don't worry. So we do have a lot of configurations, right? So to do that configurations and all, we need to have the configuration. I mean, to fulfill the fields and all, we need to have the configurations, right? Okay, so that is why when we use one configurations, okay, when we do one configuration, so we just assign those fields only. Okay, go to the cash management group, go to the cash management group and give the vendor cash management group. So in interview point of view, they will just ask you one question. What is the question is vendor cash management group. Okay, what is the use of this vendor cash management group in vendor master record? Okay, so you know it very well, all of you. That is A4. This major vendor accounting groups captures the unpaid invoices along with their due dates and will help the management in projecting how much money is owed to all vendors for this particular day. Okay, you will get the transactions, right? Okay, what is the amount that you are posting automatically when it comes to the FBL1 and report, FBL5 and reports? That amounts will be shown. Okay, based on the major vendor cash management group. Okay, so take out the A4, that is major vendors. Take out the A4, that is major vendors. Click on the enter. No need to assign all these fields. Click on the enter. Please place the cursor on the account to be displayed. Okay, no issue. Click on the enter. Okay, payment terms. So what are the payment terms that we use? See, all of you, you will go to the market, okay, essential markets, and you will buy the vegetables. And what you will do? So you will make the payment within the minute, right? Okay, after picking up the goods and all, automatically you will just make the payment. Okay, so within the minutes only you are making the payments. And at the same time, in the payment terms, open the payment terms. We will going to have a lot of payment terms, all of you. And at the same time, in the payment terms only, we will going to get the cash discounts. Go to the drop down option. Go to the drop down option. Yes, payable immediately. Okay, due date on the date of this thing, and we will go to pay the amount. And take out the 0001. Take out the 0001. Okay, go to the save button and save it. Yes, go to the save button and save it. No. Okay, you do one thing, and we need to assign the tolerance group, right? That we have created. Give slash n. Go to the changing of the vendor master record, that is xk02. Go to the transaction code xk02. xk02. We have missed one configuration, that is tolerance group. Take out the company code data payment transaction. Yes, click on the enter. See all of you, 72,000. Okay, vendor has been created. Okay, so remove the purchasing data here. Just remove the tick mark here. Last one, purchasing organization data. Remove the purchasing data. Yes. Click on the enter. Click on the enter. Click on the enter. Go to that vendor tolerance group. So assign your vendor tolerance group that you have created. Here tolerance group is there, right? What is the accounting group that you have created? Sorry, vendor tolerance group. Give your vendor tolerance group. Go to the drop down option. Okay, I think so. My system is, internet is too much now. Man, give the tolerance group. What is the tolerance group? TQ only. TG. Click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. See, when you are creating the tolerance group, please try to have the 4 letters of the word, anything. Okay, good. So then next one, what is the next thing? Vendor invoice posting, right? So do we have any raw material accounts? Do we have any raw material accounts? No, right? Go to the transaction code OBD4, and what is the okay, under this current assets, we need to create a raw material account only, and go to the position and give you a chart of accounts. That is BAA1. 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 Continue. And what is the current assets? 200100. Go to the transaction code FS00 and try to create the account using 200100. Yes, and give the GL account as 2000100. Go to the continue option. Has already been created. Company code. Okay. Remove this thing. 2000101. Okay. So we have created ID. I mean one bank account, right? Remove the 2000101. Okay. Click on the enter. Continue. And in the type or description, take out the current assets, balance sheets account, short text is raw material, that is balance sheet account. Okay, raw material accounts. Okay, no issue. And GL long text is raw material account. And same thing. And accounting currency is in the control data. Accounting currency is INR. A line item display and short key is 001. And in the field status group, that is Z001. Okay. Go to the create a bank interest and just give the Z001 and give the Z001. Click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. So we have done the testing. I mean, we have done the configurations of the vendor accounting things. Okay, and we have created the master data records and on. So now we will test it. Okay, keep balance sheets in no line item display. Remove this thing. Tick mark on the line item display. Go to the change button. Go to the change button. Change. After the creation, there is a specs button. After that, there is a change button. Here. In the change option here. See, create దాని పక్కన specs దాని పక్కన edit అనే ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది చూడు. ఇక్కడ అది change. So that is the change button that we have. So here a line item display, tick mark on the line item display. Go to the save button and save it. Go to the save button and save it. So balance sheet currency is in local currency. Good. Continue. The next one, here slash in and go to the transaction code FB50. Go to the transaction code FB. Sorry, not the FB50. Do we have any missing configurations? Close this thing. Vendor reconciliation account and vendor tolerance group. Vendor number ranges also. Okay, good. Go to the transaction code. Yes, everything is fine. Go to the transaction code, vendor invoice posting using transaction code FP60. So when we buy the raw material from the vendor, and what is the exact entry, all of you? Raw material account data to the vendor account creator, right? Give the vendor or change the company code first of all and give the vendor. change the company code and give the vendor. Change the company code. Above there is a company code option. Change the company code. Give the company code. Okay, and change the company code and give the vendor invoice date and amount and text. And if you have any references, you can just give it. No, man. Go to the drop down option. Try to take out the values from the drop down option. If you give the vendor hero, okay, how the system will going to understand the thing. So you have created one vendor that is 72000. Invoice date is 18.06.2023. 18.06.2023. Do it fast. Amount is anything, 1000 rupees. Anything. And the text is buying raw material from vendor. Text is buying raw material from vendor. Okay, when it comes to the tax amounts and when we do the configurations of the GST, we use those things. Buying raw material from vendor. Okay, in the GL account, take out the raw material account. That is debit, right? And vendor is credit automatically. No. Balaji, do one thing. Okay, don't try to write down the raw material. System will not going to understand the long texts. What texts will not going to understand. It will just understand based on the number that you have created for the GL account. Take out the raw material account. In the amount in document currency, give 1000. Click on the enter. No amount or authorizations for company code for customers or vendors. Go to the transaction code OB57. Give /n and go to the transaction code OB57. What is your SAP user? For your SAP user, give tolerance group. Bala, BALA. Remove the 7744. No. For your SAP user, right? 7744, give Bala, BALA. Click on the enter, go to the save button and save it. Go to the continue option and go to the FB60 once again. Try to fill the invoice. Vendor things and all. Invoice date. Take out that thing. Take out the buying raw material from vendor, and in the GL account, just try to give the GL account. What is the GL account that you have created? 200101. In the amount in document currency, just give 1000 and click on the enter. An entry is required field in a text field. Just click on the enter, give the text field. Give the text. Raw material. Click on the enter. Now, if the invoice is fine, why you are giving is equal to, remove the is equal to. Give the business area MANG, right? Give the business area MANG. That one only give. No. MANG or else click on the enter. Okay, now it is fine, right? And if you want to see the entry for that thing, go to the simulate option. Simulate option. Above there is a simulate option. Above header there is a simulate option. Go up. Up. Simulate. Simulate. Simulate means to see the entries that you have created. Simulate. Yes, go to the save button and save it. You know it very well, all of you. So raw material account data to the vendor account creator. Go to the save button and save it. And this document is also posted. Okay, so 601 is the document posted things, and then next one is okay. So you have some due amount, okay, for the vendor, and you need to make the payment to the vendor, right? To make the payment to the vendor, we use transaction code F-53. Go to the transaction code F-53 and try to create. Try to clear the amount. 1000 rupees is the amount, right? 1000 rupees is the amount, right? Give the thing. Okay, period is 3. Okay, INR, and reference, any reference you can just give it 1 or 2, and a document header text will be, invoice clearing. Document header text will be invoice clearing. In the bank data, take out your bank account that you have created. Okay, so based on our bank account, so vendor should get the payment, right? Okay, amount is 1000 rupees. Amount is 1000 rupees, and give the text invoice clearing. And in the open item selection, give the vendor account and give the business area also. Vendor 72000. And business area is MANG. Go to the business area MANG. Go to the process open items. Go up, there is a process open items. We are processing the payments. Click on the enter. What is the entry? Value date. Give the value date 18.06.2023. 18.06.2023. Go to the process open items. Okay, so 1000 is the thing. There is no any cash differences like this. Okay, go to the save button and save it. Okay, this document is also posted all of you. 801 is the document time. 601 is the vendor invoice posting. 801 is the vendor invoice clearing. Okay, the main important thing is that when you are submitting the report based on the vendor's line items displays, customer's line item display, we use the transaction code FBL1N. So go to the transaction code FBL1N, that is vendor line item display reports. Okay, remove this thing. Go to the search box. In that, give the transaction code FBL1N. FBL1N. Click on the enter. 7200. So all items. Take out the all items. We don't have open items right now. What you need to do is just go to the execute option. First, go to the execute option. So no items are there. Why? Because we have cleared the items. Go to the cleared items here. There is a open item status here. There is a cleared item. Come down. Open items, cleared items. Select the cleared items. Select the cleared items. Cleared item symbol is there now. Just tick mark. Select the cleared items. Open items kinda cleared items ఉన్నాయి కనపట్టలేదా? Cleared items దగ్గర సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకో. అవి కాదు, లైన్ ఐటమ్స్ సెలెక్షన్ ట్యాబ్ ఉంది కదా, దాని కింద ఓపెన్ ఐటమ్స్, దాని కింద క్లియర్డ్ ఐటమ్స్ ఉంది కదా, దాన్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకో. Go to the execute option. So you have cleared. See, KR is for the vendor invoice, KZ is for the vendor payment. Okay, all these things are cleared and the balance is 0. Okay, we don't have any due for the vendor. And when it comes to the transport requests and all, in that class I will just show you how we can able to download the reports and all these reports and all in the Excel sheet. Okay, give slash n. Okay, all of you. So tomorrow I think we will going to discuss about the SAP S/4HANA accounts payables creations with business partners. Okay, so I think so it is too late. Okay, it is taking too much of time.